A very good evening to you all. Toastmaster Zena Lewis here, Saturday Tongues. Welcome you all to Inspire.
We just lost your voice, Zena. Zena, we just lost your voice. Zena?
So because she is not connected to audio, she can't hear us.
Oh.
You've got to wave and ask her to time out.
Zena? Hello? All right. I think we have a network issue with Zena. Zena, while you correct yourself with your connection there, let me just welcome everyone this evening. Hi all, this is Amit here, and I'm the VP Education of...
Can't hear you.
Can everyone hear me? Everyone, right?
Yes, we can hear you, Amit.
Yes, thank you.
I can hear you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome to meeting number 248. It's a pleasure to have with us our distinguished Toastmaster Bharati Shegbur, our club coach. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am.
Welcome. Welcome.
We have our active sister club member, Toastmaster Susai Raj. Thank you so much for joining.
Hi, everyone.
We have members from our our buddy club, Toastmaster Club, that is Toastmaster Nikita and Toastmaster Manjari. And we will also be joined by Toastmaster Rashmika also. Thank you so much for joining us. We also have our guest today. It's Mr. Farhan. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. And also,
I don't know, there was some problem and I got disconnected.
Yes, that is one issue with the online meetings that we have.
Okay.
And we also have Toastmaster Deepa Pius. I mean, are you a Toastmaster, Deepa? Hello? Hello?
Hi, Rohil.
Hello?
Network issues or what?
We can hear you, Zena, now. Deepa Pius? Okay, good evening, one and all. I think we better start moving on with our club meeting. Today we have our very own member, Toastmaster Jacob Koshi, who's going to be our Toastmaster for day. And the theme that we have selected is I Too Had a Dream. With a big round of applause, with a virtual round of applause, of course, help me welcome Toastmaster Jacob Koshi for today. Over to you, Toastmaster Jacob Koshi.
Thank you, Vice President Toastmaster Amit Anand, for the nice introduction. And I think I have to, before I start this one, I have to call again the Toastmaster Amit Anand to introduce his tag team because he is the general evaluator. So back to Amit Anand.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jacob. Now, for the benefit of the guests, let me just introduce the functions for today. And I have the privilege to be the general evaluator for today's evening. General evaluator is a person who evaluates the meeting's proceeding on the whole and let the club, the board members, know how they have performed. And to assist the general evaluator, we have the tag team. The tag team stands for the timer, the R counter, and the grammarian. Now we have Toastmaster Manjari as the timer for today. Toastmaster Manjari is from Udupi Manipal Toastmasters. Toastmaster Manjari, would you please describe your role in a few words?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So, as my role as timer, I'm supposed to show screen cards. So, I have 3 screen cards, which is green, yellow, and red. So, the green card symbolizes when your time is the limited time is about to start, and the red card symbolizes that you have only 30 minutes to start, end your speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manjari. We have the grammarian and the R counter for today. Dual role person is Toastmaster Nikita Menezes. Nikita Menezes, if you could please introduce the word for today and also please describe your role as the grammarian and the R counter for the benefit of the guests.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. Good evening, everyone. My role as the R counter is to note down the usage of filler words or crutch words used by the members, by the speakers today. And those words are but, so, if, and like. There are various words that people use that are actually that do not play any role in their speech, that do not add any value to the speech, but they are used simply because they become a part of a vocabulary, or maybe because the speakers are trying to think of a next sentence, and meanwhile they pass the time, or that's what I did right now. I'm trying to think of the next word and I used or right now. So these are called filler words or crutch words. And my role as the R counter is to note down these words, and my role as a grammarian is actually twofold. First is to give you the word of the day and the phrase of the day, and encourage all of you to use it in the speech today, and of course inculcate that in your vocabulary as well. And the second one is to give my report both as the R counter and the grammarian at the end when the general evaluator calls upon it. So the word of the day is aspire. It's a verb, A-S-P-I-R-E, aspire. It's a verb which means to seek to attain or accomplish a particular goal. For example, in case you use it in a sentence, you can use it as she aspired to be a doctor, or teachers aspire to wield real influence over their students. So this is the word. It's not expire, it's aspire. A-S-P-I-R-E. I'll be posting it in the chat box. There is also the phrase for the day, which is start from scratch. It means to start something from the very beginning. For example, when the computer crashed, all my notes got deleted. So now I have to start my project from scratch. Or I didn't have time to start from scratch, so I just used some ready-made cake mix. So the phrase of the day is start from scratch, and the word of the day is aspire. I'll be posting it in the chat box for all of you to note it down. Thank you. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikita. I hope everybody knows now what a tag team function is all about and the general evaluator's role. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jacob Koshi.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Today I am the Toastmaster. I'll be the moderator for today's meeting. Everybody and Toastmasters and ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. Today I have taken the theme of the meeting as I too had a dream. We all have our dreams and ambitions to achieve or aspire something in life. Sometimes we get it and sometimes we don't. Even Rafsi Medley in 1924 encouraged youth to become good leaders and good speakers in the basement of YMCA at Santa Ana, California. We are all beneficiaries of that dream. I think even our club Inspire On started in 29 June 2011. Is it correct? It too had a dream. Even Martin Luther King, when he made that famous speech, I have a dream, he too had a dream. But there is one Indian gentleman who too said, I too had a dream. And he made sure that dream became a reality. And because of the dream, every Indian citizen benefited from that dream. He is none other than the milkman of India, Dr. Verghese Kurian, founder of Amul brand of products. I think about 2 days back, on November 26th, we celebrated National Milk Day in honor of him on his 99th birth anniversary. Now, few months back, I read his biography titled, I Too Had a Dream. It is a wonderful book, an easy to read book. He is an ideal model or an example to anyone starting a new venture. He fought against all odds, politically, against bureaucracy, against international competition and more. And thanks to him, we have plenty of milk available now. I just remember in my younger days, we had to stand in the queue for milk. Now it is not available. We just go to the store and get it. And thanks to him, the cooperative movement in India got a big boost. Almost in every state, we have milk cooperatives. Nandini in Karnataka, Milma in Kerala, and many other private cooperatives. His life is a very interesting one, actually. He is a very well-known personality, a very enterprising one. His life to read is a fascinating and remarkable one. How a young graduate of metallurgy and nuclear physics started his career in a garage in a sleepy village of Anand in Gujarat, and finally became the milkman of India. He started his life from the scratch. A very remarkable and interesting story. We'll come more onto it, but now we will go to our educational session. And today, on educational session means there are 3 sections: prepared speeches section, then table topic session, and finally the general evaluation session. In our prepared speeches session, today we have 2 speakers. These speakers are evaluated by the evaluators. To do the first evaluation, I call upon Toastmaster Susir Raj to read out the objectives of the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, very good evening. Today, my speaker, Toastmaster Ashrita, is attempting her level 4 elective speech. This is to deliver a social speech, and the purpose of this project is for Toastmaster Ashrita to practice delivering social speeches in front of club members. So as an evaluator, I'll be looking at a well-organized, a well-delivered speech with appropriate content for the type of social speech she will be selecting. So she may be selecting a social speech on any of the following types, maybe a toast, maybe an acceptance speech, or a speech to honor an individual or an organization. So this is her second social speech. My best wishes to the speaker. Back to the TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Susir Raj. Today, our first speaker is Toastmaster Ashrita. I remember when I joined Inspire On first time. On the first meeting itself, I heard her speech. It was such a pleasant speech and very pleasant to the ear. and with such a pleasing voice. I welcome Toastmaster Ashrita to do her speech. Inspire, that is inspire on. Inspire, that is inspire on. Toastmaster Ashrita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jacob. What a lovely way. Thank you so much for introducing me. Well, if you all can see this, you can see inspire here. And what do you mean by inspire? To many of us, inspire means a lot of things. And to me, it also means inspiron. So what has inspiron meant to me? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and guests, welcome to the 248th meeting and welcome to this lovely gathering. I thank you all for being here because today we are going to toast to my club and our club, Inspiron, because it has been a club which has inspired many students. Students have come and aspired to have great leadership traits, to invest on their communicative skills and improvise on them. Many students have come and learned a lot and left for better pastures. Well, our mentor and also the person who has given us the beautiful club that is, we do miss it a lot, but well, kudos and thanks to Toastmaster or DTM Max Rastina, who has provided us with such a beautiful venue, which we really miss right now. And also all the lovely presidents we had all these years. Each one of them has a touch sensibility, a touch of size, a touch that we could learn. Each one had a quality of their own. So it was a learning experience throughout these years, and also to all the members who have come forward and gave their little bit in taking the club to greater heights. Though Inspiron is a small family, but it's a family where we have great bonds, great ties. So we all cherish moments what we had. The one important probably I can think of is the 200th meeting at Toastmaster Suresh's house. Suresh Matthias was also our charter president. And what a lovely meeting it was. We do have a lot of members who had attended at that point of time and now have left for better pastures like Toastmaster Srinivas. We have a lot of other members who's been champions and also who are learning to be champions. Well, Toastmaster Royal, for example, and we have a person, Toastmaster Amit, from which we have learned a lot of leadership qualities. Our President Toastmaster Fiona is also a president with a different touch. So everybody who has been an inspiration to all of us. So let us toast to Inspiron Toastmasters Club with our virtual glass of wine, probably, and let us probably make a silent prayer that may we inspire everyone in our own little way. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashrita, for the lovely toast you made at the end. And just remembered the old days, although I had attended only 2 physical meetings. Anyway, thank you for reminding that. Now our next speaker, for the next speaker, the evaluator is Toastmaster Rashmika. Please welcome Toastmaster Rashmika to read out the objectives of the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jacob. My target speaker, Toastmaster Zeena, is in her 5th level and will be delivering her project, Develop Your Vision. And this will be the second speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to develop a detailed vision for his life or his personal life, professional life, or an organization. And the purpose of this speech is also for the members to share some aspect of the plan to implement his or her vision. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. And good luck to you, Toastmaster Zeena, and over to you, Toastmaster Jacob.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmika. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Zena Lewis. I had heard a lot of speeches from her, and it was all very detailed but to the point and very crisp. What is very good English. Today she is making another speech, and the title of the speech is "Making a Difference in Life." Making a difference in life. Toastmaster Zena Lewis.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jacob. Roy T. Bennett, in his book, The Light in the Heart, says, "Don't let others tell you what you can't do. Don't let the limitations of others limit your vision. If you can remove your self-doubt and believe in yourself, you can achieve what you never thought was possible." Good evening, Toastmasters, friends and guests. A vision is a dream with a plan. Without a plan, dream remains just a dream. It may be a great idea, but unless you come up with your way to turn it into reality, it doesn't really help. Today, I would like to speak about my vision in my personal and career life and how I would like to aspire them. On my personal life, I would like to prioritize as follows. Firstly is my health. Doing exercises. This has helped me a long way and I will continue doing it. I mostly do breathing exercise every day for 30 minutes and take small walks. Praying is another important thing I don't miss out every day. It has helped me in my spiritual life and I have attained that inner peace and strength which I needed the most during my difficult times. And I will continue being in fellowship with God throughout my life. Positive affirmations. Prayer and positive affirmations has helped me a lot during my illness and has restored my real health faster than I thought it could. This had led me to a sparkle in my life. As we all are aware, our belief system starts from the mind. As humans, we tend to think otherwise. So positive affirmations are very much required in our day-to-day life. First thing in the morning, every day after my prayers, I claim these positive affirmations for my life and in the evening before going to bed as well. This has helped me to become more and more better by each day. Our subconscious mind is very powerful, and when these positive affirmations reach a climax, there will be great manifestation. Our mind has the power to heal ourselves with these positive and deep-rooted faith. I will continue with this exercise. Diet. The fourth important thing in my life is diet. I was mostly eating non-veg and meaty stuff previously. So I decided to go on fish and veggies only, which will help me to control my weight and not be too plump as years go by. I'd gone to a restaurant with my friends for tea and snacks recently. The crunch of onion pakoras with my friends, when my friends were having it, couldn't stop me from having them. Although I had decided not to eat this oily stuff, I couldn't resist eating some. Yes, I was trying to be honest on that. My vision about my career. As an insurance advisor, I would like to reach out to 5,000 customers in the span of four months. I will not only cater to Mangalore region, but other parts of Karnataka too. I had to start this career from start as I had not known anything about insurance. Right now, I have already developed a good customer network and working on it by giving them good service and continue building strong customer relationship with them. I've also got second tier and third tier referrals from these customers. I contact around minimum 30 customers every day and see that I get around 25 to 30 conversions per month. My vision is to get a premium business of rupees 1 crore by end of March 2021 and become a top MDRT in the country. Now, I would like to tell you a story of Arnold Schwarzenegger, how he was able to bring his dream to reality. As a young athlete, Schwarzenegger swore by the power of visualization to reach his bodybuilding goals. He had fixed his idea on growing his body like Greg Parks. So he created an image in his mind and he grew it by practicing it every day. As he practiced it every day, it became into reality, and it was possible for him to win awards after awards in the United States. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I have created a vision in my mind and I'm working towards it ardently. Why I would like to do this? Although I was a banker previously, I started doing insurance only when I experienced when I did not have proper health insurance myself. I realized it only when I was ill and how I had ended up spending from my pocket at that point of time. I also have a vision for the young kids of today. I want to bring it to reality 3 years from now. For this, I have planned to have a session for youngsters and on how to embrace challenges in life. Why I would like to do this is many times children fall into wrong voices, depression, and end their life feeling hopeless. This happens only when the child is not able to accept or overcome challenges in life. As parents, we ask our children only to study and do the activities what the school tells them. We give them everything they ask, but that is not everything what a child requires. We need to train them to be fearless and overcome life. So I have decided to have a digital platform for young kids on how to survive in this world, even when they are not able to fully achieve what they wanted to, so that they do not get frustrated and think otherwise. Being mentally and emotionally strong is very important for overall growth in life. This way, we can save the life and mental health of kids and help them to become better citizens. With this, I conclude with hashtag making a difference in life hashtag. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zena Lewis. Please give a big hand, big clap to both the speakers for their excellent speeches. I think Zena's speech always brings something different in life. I too do breathing exercise every day morning. That's a requirement. Before we go to the next session, let me tell you something about Amul. This previously, that name, brand name Amul was not there. It was known as, in Anand, there was a village called Kaira, and Kaira District Milk Producers Union. It was not a marketable name. So the Amul, management, they wanted to get a brand name, good name for that. Then one of the chemists suggested Amul, standing for Anand Milk Union Limited. Anyway, that name got on. And just remember in 50s, it was just 10 years after independence. And Swadeshi products had a ring to our nationalists. And so that name was adopted for one reason. Because in Sanskrit, Amulya means priceless. And of course, milk is priceless. So that brand name Amul held on. Now we come to the next session, an interesting table topic session. To do the table topic session, I think I don't need to introduce Toastmaster Royal D'Souza, current divisional champion in international speaking. His speeches are fantastic. And of course, I hope everybody knows he does nice stories. I have read some of his stories. Every story has a mystery attached to it. Please welcome Toastmaster Royal to do the table topic session.
Thank you, Jacob, sir, for a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. So now it's the most favorite session of every Toastmasters, that is a table topic session. So before starting this session, I would like to share a small story. Do listen to it carefully because the table topics is connected to this story. So once I was all alone in Bangalore, and when the clock struck 12, I decided to do something very interesting, that is to watch a horror movie. I was having cheese burst pizza with extra toppings, extra cheese and extra spices to spice things up. And the movie's name was 6 minus 5 is equal to 2. It's a normal story where 6 youngsters who had been for a camping in a secluded forest, they go missing one by one, and at the end, only one survives. This was the least scariest movie which I ever watched, but the tremors which I felt at the end, it still gives me shivers down my spine. Now it was around 2:30 a.m. and it was the last part of the movie. The ghost was about to be revealed and I was all mentally prepared for this obvious situation. But at the exact moment when the ghost was revealed, the lights and the TV turned off. Time stood still. I let the fear and darkness encapsulate me. I immediately took my main door keys and started running towards the main door like a little kid in a candy store. I was trying to unlock the door, but all my attempts failed. I tried again and again, but it never opened. My palms were sweating, my throats were dry, and I could feel my heart racing like a horse. After a few minutes, I realized that it was just a power failure and I was just overreacting. I calmed myself down and I switched on the flashlight through my phone. And I realized that the door was never locked. I let overthink overcloud me and I couldn't see that the door was never locked. But the fact is, the door was locked. It was thoroughly locked that even the best a person who can open the locks, he couldn't even open it. It was thoroughly locked in such a way. But it was not locked in reality. It was locked in my mind. So how many doors in your life you think are locked but aren't? The doors of opportunities, the doors for relationships, and the doors for your dreams. What is stopping you from it? Overthinking or fear? What I realized during this situation, you need to just kiss. Whoa, whoa. Not that kind of kiss which you're thinking. Just keep things simple. Just keep it simple, silly. Just take a step back, take a deep breath, and just keep it simple. The moment you stop overthinking, the doors of opportunities, the dreams, or anything which you think are locked will open automatically, just like the doors in the ghost movies. So try to keep things simple and trust me, you will be good at kissing after this. Now, let's move on to the first table topic speaker. So who would like to come forward and speak? Okay. Bharati ma'am. So Bharati ma'am, which fear did you overcome recently?
Okay. So that's my topic, the fear that I overcame recently.
Yes, yes.
I don't think there is any one fear that one overcomes. There are many fears that contribute towards, it's like tributaries of a river. It becomes one fear, I guess. The fear that I overcame recently is, I think about this COVID itself. I'm not saying I overcame it. I overcame my fear of the fear. It would be foolhardy to say that I'm not worried about it. But I have come to the conclusion that there are certain things you can do. Beyond that, you cannot live forever cloistered somewhere and, not going out, not meeting people. I wouldn't do anything that, goes against the principles of social distancing, as in simply attending a wedding or something like that. But I think the fear of fear, that is something we have to, I think, overcome. And having said that, let me say, I do all sorts of risky things sometimes, but I take care to see that my son does not get to hear of it. I pretend to be a saint when I speak to my son once a week on Skype or on GChat or whatever it is. I'm the saintly mother who is at home and who doesn't do anything untoward because I have care for his feelings. So I have overcome the fear of fear, and I live my life the way I want to. And I hope that I will be enabled to live that, because I can't start from scratch anyway. I aspire to be an independent woman, and I hope to live my life on my own terms. So over to you, Roel. I hope I have overcome that fear.
Wonderful, wonderful. So who's going to be our next speaker?
I'll go next.
Okay. So when was the last time you ran like a little kid? Might be with excitement, might be with fear. So when was the last time it happened?
Thank you so much. Oh, okay. I start now. So this is the third topic in a row where I really do not relate to the core theme of the topic. The earlier one is about something related to an elephant. I remember I spoke about last time around. But I have experience, at least, of seeing people run like a child and playing in the rain. So I was at an ashram 4 years ago, and it rained. And a few girls got a little excited. I know that girls are crazy anyway that way, if they're together. And they started to dance in the rain. They started to lie down on the tar road. In the ashram, we have a little bit of a tar road. They lied down and they were giggling and laughing. And I just looked at them and I said, those poor girls. Anyway, so, but metaphorically, when was the last time I ran like a child? I think I do that, but in real slow motion if I meditate and if I'm sitting in a park and if I take a deep, real deep breaths, then it's as if I'm getting a taste of that running around like a child without physically going anywhere. And that's my time.
So who's the next speaker?
Izuddin,
Oh, yes.
would you try, please?
Yeah.
So Izuddin, the topic is like, it's a question. So do you overthink about something? Is there anything which you overthink about?
Yes, I do. There are a lot of things I overthink. If it's about friendship or if it's about anything I am going to do in the further thing, like if it's my studies and if I'm going to do something else, like whatever it is, like relationship or friendship, like whenever I take a next thing, when I'm taking a friendship, I overthink like if it's good for me or am I taking the bad step. Even while taking when I was doing my education, when I choose my college, I do that. If it's what will happen the next when I go to that college. Yeah, that's it.
So who's next?
Manjari, would you like to speak?
Okay, Manjari, right? Okay. So is there any door in your life which you would like to open or explore?
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Roy. So there are many doors which I would like to open and explore a lot. There's one door which I want to open and explore is to jump from a high level, like not literally suicide attempt or something, but trying something adventurous like some paragliding or something. That's like always been my wish, or skydiving. Was it's always been my like I'm scared of heights, but I want to try it. Just like the way how you see the things from the top, it's different. So I just, because you see everything small, so it's always been my dream to like see things small from a very high point. So that would be one door which I would like to explore a lot. Thank you.
Okay, nice. So who's next?
Maybe our evaluator, Susairaj. He's the evaluator, but if you'd like to.
Yeah, I would like to take now.
Yeah, you look like you would like to.
He was all waiting for someone to call his name.
I was waiting for the guest to be completed.
Okay. So what's similar between a ghost movie and life?
Okay, table topic master and fellow Toastmasters guests, good evening. What is similar to a ghost movie and life? So if you all might have seen of the speech, TED Talk on procrastination, the one thing I remember is the panic monster. I think many of you might have heard the speech. So this is something, because I don't believe in ghosts. First thing, I never had a direct experience of ghosts like Royal, who always teaches me how to kiss in I think every meeting I come here. So when I talk about ghost, this is something that a panic master, which is inside me, I see as a ghost. So I do procrastinate a lot. Even this meeting, I joined 3 minutes late. So that is something I'm trying to get over it. So I'm not afraid of real ghosts, but these are some ghosts which is living within me, and it rises up when the time comes and keeps beating me. So my fear is only for this ghost, and I keep overthinking about this thing. I know I procrastinate and I overthink about this again and again. Why do I procrastinate? And then it again builds up more stress and it goes on in a vicious circle. That is something I'm trying to come out. Thanks, Royal. It gives an insight today that I could know what are the ghosts I am afraid of in real life. Over to the topic master.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's it for today. So I hand over the proceedings to the PMOD of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Royal D'Souza. I knew it, he'll start with a story. Anyway, all the speakers were very good at such creative topics, Toastmaster Royal. Shall we call for the timers report and the voting?
Timers report can be done. Voting, we'll do it at the end. In the end.
Toastmaster Mancheri, can you give out the timings of the prepared speakers and the table topic speakers?
Yeah. So for the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Ashita took 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and Toastmaster Zina took 6 minutes and 25 seconds. For the table topic, Toastmaster Bharati took 1 minute and 49 seconds. Toastmaster Roshan took 1 minute and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Izzuddin took 46 seconds. And then me myself took 45 seconds. And Toastmaster Surai took 1 minute and 16 seconds. Back to Toastmaster Modi.
So all are within times?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Mancheri.
I'm sorry to interrupt, TMOD. I missed Ashrita's timing. I had a break.
Toastmaster Ashita took 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mancheri. Before we go on to the next session of general evaluation, let me tell something about, again, Amul, the product of which was started by Dr. Varghese Kurian. Around 1960s, Paulson butter was reigning supreme in Bombay. I mean, now Mumbai. Somehow Amul brand wanted to replace that one with Amul brand. Amul wanted to replace it with Amul brand. They just wanted to take out Paulson butter from the shopping shelves and replace it with Amul. But they needed an icon or a mascot. So they gave that job to a advertising company called ASP, Advertising and Sales Promotion Company. So they came out with a cute little baby's picture and with a cute little caption, utterly butterly delicious. I know all of you know about it. And it caught on, and soon it reigned supreme throughout India. And incidentally, the first picture of the Amul baby, all of you know Dr. Shashi Tharoor, no? It was his sister Shobha. It was somewhere in 1960. Maybe it is known to all of you, or maybe it is news to you. Anyway, now we'll go back to our, continue with our educational session. And to do the evaluation session, I call upon General Evaluator Amit Anand. I didn't introduce him properly that time. He is the anchor and the pillar of our club. I don't think without him it will be running. And because in every meeting I see him. Please welcome Toastmaster Amit Anand to do the evaluation session.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jacob Koshi. Well, good evening once again. It's the general evaluation time and also the evaluation section for the prepared speeches, which our two lovely ladies have spoken this evening. Indeed, it was wonderful to hear both the speakers, and I am sure that we have two lovely ladies again giving out evaluations. So, sorry, Susai Raj and Rashmika is going to give the evaluation. I'm sorry. So to the first speaker, Toastmaster Ashrita, we have Toastmaster Susai Raj, who evaluated her speech. So I call upon Toastmaster Susai Raj to give his evaluation on Toastmaster Ashrita's speech. Over to you, Susai Raj.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I don't feel bad because many people, when they hear my name, Susai, they think probably someone from China. So it's not bad that you mistaken me with a woman.
I thought you were saying you'd be mistaken for a lovely lady.
That's fine. So today we had a wonderful speech from Toastmaster Ashrita. I really loved it for the first topic. The topic itself, it's inspire, that's Inspiron. Normally I see when people are asked to give a toast, they give a toast to a person in particular. But she has tried something different, I'm seeing, because she has given a toast to her club. That shows how affectionate she was to the club. She should be, because she was the ex-president. And today, while delivering the toast to the club, she brought out her content was very clear, because she has to first stress that what is the social speech she's going to deliver about. That she opened it very well. And then she told about the bondings of every member in Inspiron. She even told it is something like a family. Her vocabulary was very good. For 3 to 4 minutes, I could see all the audience enjoy each and every word she spoke. She had good eye contact and gestures. The one thing I would say, this was an inspirational speech, but something you could aspire for in the same speech would be the network issues, because normally I have listened to her speeches in a few other forums. I had a clear network, but this time somehow I could see, only I could hear. I don't know if it was the problem only with me. Only the audio was there, and a few times I could see the video getting buffered. And second thing, when we focus on the gestures, we also supposed to look at the stage or the platform where we are performing. So it's a common thing that light should be on the face. I could see the light always at your back, which could dim your face. And one thing, I know we are supposed to only talk about the delivery when as an evaluator, but I have a small thing to add on the content too. When you spoke about the 200th meeting, you told it's a remarkable meeting. Would have been better if you have brought out 1 or 2 incidents which made it remarkable, so that would create the people to recollect why it was remarkable. You just told in general that we had so many members, so many audience attending. That was again and again coming up. Probably 1 or 2 specifics would have been great. And comfortable was good. Being a social speech, I see you attempted not a very formal way of speaking today, but there was filler words again. I could see some words like probably coming up again and again. Last thing, you spoke about the people who inspired you. It would have been great if you would have told about 1 or 2 person you inspired as a Toastmaster, who you brought into the Inspiron Club as a Toastmaster. So when you lifted the glass, I was expecting again you will bring back that introduction saying to inspire, that's Inspiron, but that part was missing. So to summarize, I will start from the scratch. You had great clarity, great vocal variety, eye contact, and gestures. Just the topic was also great. Only thing I would say is avoiding filler words can improve your audience awareness, and bringing in specifics can instill more interest. But you did a great job with your props and everything. All the best, and you can proceed to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Susairaj. Wonderfully placed evaluation. Our second speaker was Toastmaster Zina, and she was evaluated by Toastmaster Rashmika. Toastmaster Rashmika, over to you for your evaluation report.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator Amit, and very lovely of you. And good evening, Toastmasters and guests, and my speaker, Toastmaster Zina. Don't let others tell you what you can't do. Don't. And the quote that you stated by Roy T. Bennett was an excellent way to start your speech. One of the highlights of your speech was the transition for me. How you started by defining what's a vision, elaborating more on different aspects that you want to work on, and also explaining why would you want to why would you want to develop a vision as well. It was a very commendable effort on crafting the speech, I must say. I also appreciate the fact that there was a take-home message with your speech: embrace challenge, be fearless, and many more, so the audience feel justified that the time was utilized for the right purpose. I'm also of the opinion that you're somebody who would go back home to the drawing room every day and think where you went well and what could have been done better. So I'm going to help you with the latter part of it. As a 90s kid, I really loved Arnold as a Terminator in his movie Terminator, Judgment Days, and all other movies. But I would have loved to hear more on your personal experience as part of the project Develop Your Vision, as it states, Develop Your Vision. You could also have used this space to share more of your experience rather than quoting somebody else. I also noticed that during the first part, there was a bit of a dip in the energy, but you caught up towards the end. Even it applies to the gestures and eye contact as well. In the beginning, there was a little less the way you were using your hands and gestures, but towards the end, you caught up on it. However, I would suggest if there was a balance here, it would have done a great justice to your speech delivery part of it. And also, I would refrain from commenting on the time, arms, vocabulary as the other role takers would do so. Also, I really love the clarity of your speech. I think this is something I found very fascinating. I believe it's your strong point, and I hope your mentor, if you have one, could be tapping every potential out of this. I believe you have opted for the information style of speaking, and you seem to have pulled that string maybe right. And also, to sum up, your structure, clarity, content was truly the king. And the objective of the speech was also met. However, to challenge yourself, you could probably stand up and give the speech. This would certainly help you transition swiftly in the physical environment. And I could definitely put myself in your shoe and imagine all the effort, commitment, preparation, negotiation, preparation that went through. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rashmika. In a big round of applause to her too. Now, coming back to my tag team. So first, let me finish with the timers report. Toastmaster Manjari, if you can please give the timings taken by the two evaluators.
Yeah, so Toastmaster Sursairaj took 3 minutes and 55 seconds, and Toastmaster Rashmika took 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Both of them qualify?
Toastmaster Sursai is not qualified. He exceeded his time limit.
Toastmaster of the day, Jacob Koshi. Would you mind accepting?
No, I think everybody should be included.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. The next one would be our grammarians report and the R counters report. Meanwhile, should I post the voting link also? or should we finish the voting and then go by the grammarians report?
We can do it simultaneously.
Simultaneously, right? Yeah. So I'll just share the polling. I have shared the polling link. Let the voting be. I think everybody has the link now, right? Yes. Yeah. Over to you, Toastmaster Nikita, for your grammarians report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit. I will be giving my grammarian as well as the accounters report simultaneously. Let me start with the Toastmaster of the day. Had a wonderful theme. The Toastmaster they also used, Toastmaster Jacob, you also used the word of the day and the phrase of the day. So thank you for doing that. You did not have any filler words as such, but I noticed the use of ers and ums. It was less than 5 in the beginning, and there were a few ers and ums later on also. So altogether, it was a little more than 5. I've not noted down the exact count, but I'll be noting it down as more than 5 or less than 5. So it was less than 5, the usage of ers and ums. You had good words and phrases like ventured, fought against all odds, remarkable, fascinating, pleasing voice, reigning supreme. And you also mentioned a few things that maybe that could use some corrections. Were you mentioned a big clap? It could be better said as a round of applause. I'm sorry. Could you please give me just?
Somebody's at the door.
The travails of online meetings.
Royal was asking for us opening the door all the time.
Oh yeah. Somebody heard that. I think. Open a new door. First you kiss the door, then you open it.
So sorry, that was my mom. If I don't open, then I'm not getting dinner at night. Yeah. Okay. Back to where I was. Okay. I mentioned a big clap. So it could have been better phrased as a round of applause. And you also mentioned before that name was not there. When you were talking about Amul changing their name, it could be better phrased as earlier it was known by another name. So or something similar to that. Moving on to the first speaker, Toastmaster Ashrita, who used the word of the day. So thank you for doing that. You had good words, good usage of words like improvise and toast, cherish the moments, better pastures. All these were good usages of words. You did use filler words like, crutch words like but it was less than 5. And you had one re-repeat, as in you made a mistake and you repeated the word. So that's known as a re-repeat. So perhaps you can avoid that, because I've noticed that people don't usually notice when somebody makes a mistake. So if you just move on, nobody will notice that you actually made a mistake. So that was it. Well, moving on to the second speaker, that was Toastmaster Zina, had good usage of words and phrases. She also used the word of the day and the phrase of the day. So thank you for doing that. You had good usage of words and phrases like inner peace, prioritize, fellowship with God, positive affirmations, sparkle in my life, climax, manifestations, visualize, working ardently. You did use less than 5 ers in your speech, and you had a crutch word, a filler word as you know. And you also mentioned career life. It could be better phrased as professional life. The next is the table topic session. The table topic master itself had a lot of words, wonderful words and phrases. Unfortunately, you began with a so, and you had a couple of so's in the middle of your speech. That was the only one below the crutch word that I noticed. And you had good use of words and phrases like when the clock struck 12. These are all that we see written, but we don't usually use them in our speeches, which is why I have noted down and I'm saying in my grammarians report. So when the clock struck 12, spice things up, secluded forest, time stood still, fear and darkness encapsulated me, heart racing like a horse, doors of opportunities. So these were really good words and phrases. You also mentioned, and shivers down my spine was another good phrase. but you said gives shivers down. Sorry, gives shivers down my spine. So it could have, it should have been sends shivers down my spine. And in the table topic speeches, I've not noted down the ers and ums used in the table topic speeches because it's an impromptu speech and you're just learning the skills of talking impromptu. So I've not noted down ers and ums, but just the good uses of words like tributaries of a river, come to the conclusion, cloistered, goes against, overcome fear itself, saintly mother. This is, now that my mom has heard it, she's going to use this. Do anything untoward, procrastinate, core theme, metaphorically, builds up stress, vicious circle. So all these are very good uses of words and phrases that the table topic speakers have used. Moving on to the general evaluation session, the general evaluator did have about a little more than 5 ers and ums and had wonderful words. Like you mentioned lovely ladies, that was very nice. Thank you for that. And of course, sorry, in the table topic session, Toastmaster Bharati, distinguished Toastmaster Bharati Chef could use a word and the phrase of the day. So thank you, ma'am. The evaluators, they use good user words and phrases like affectionate, aspire. I'm sorry, aspire is the word of the day, but Toastmaster Sasairaj used the word of the day aspire. They used it a little incorrectly, as in you said aspire to the network issues. So it could have been, it should have been aspire to maybe resolve the network issues. So aspire to do something. So, but he did use it. So thank you for doing that. And other few good use of words and phrases were elaborate on the aspects, commendable effort, take home message, feel justified, as a 90s kid, tap every potential transition. And Toastmaster Rashmika have to note down, she used the phrase, I'm also of the opinion. This is a very nice way to say, I believe this. So we usually don't use this in a daily conversation. So it's nice when somebody says a different phrase instead of saying, I believe or I think this. So thank you for that. Now, this brings me to the end of my R counter and the grammarians report. Most of the speakers today did use the word of the day and the phrase of the day. So thank you for doing that. I feel justified as a grammarian. Thank you. And back to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikita. I feel that I have to start from the scratch being a competent leader after being aspired by Toastmaster Nikita's report as a grammarian. All right. Thank you so much, my tag team. You have done a wonderful job. Now, coming to my report, yes, the meeting did start about 8 minutes late. We know the reason why, but still, I request the board members to be on time and to be prepared and see to it that the role takers are on time while the meeting has to start on time. The Toastmaster of the day did start the meeting well after the Sergeant at Arms, Zina. Yes, we did have some technical glitches, but yes, it's the request by the request to the Sergeant at Arms that the Sergeant at Arms has to check for the connectivity well before the meeting starts. Toastmaster of the day, you did start very well with the theme, the introduction to the Amol, the Milk Association and the stories behind it, wonderfully laid out. The plot was wonderfully laid out. The explanation given about the proceedings of the Toastmaster meeting were also good. The explanation given by the individual role takers were also sufficient enough for the understanding of the new or to the guests who were present. The guests were also introduced by the president, though we did have Fiona for a few minutes, but later on, then we lost the connectivity, and it was continued by the vice president. Uh, the grammarian did a wonderful job. The accounting also was a wonderful addition to her role. Um, the evaluators did a very good job giving the most positive points that are required to the very well deserving two wonderful speeches that we heard today from Ashrita and Zina. To me, personally, after hearing Zina speak, hearing her speak for so many meetings, congratulations, Zina. It's my personal view that you are going the right way. Please keep practicing your speeches, delivering your speeches very well. Get them mentored, and you will do definitely wonders in your future. And the timer role was also meticulously done. Table topic master, as usual, out of the box. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful experience that what we had, taking topics out of a story. I think this is something that I know Susiraj, being an active sister member, he will take it up in his club too. It's a nice way of doing the table topic. Thank you so much for that, Royal. Overall, the meeting went all well. Thank you very much. Did I miss anyone as a general evaluator? I think the guest who was there, we just missed him after a few minutes. But yes, it was indeed a very well done meeting. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jacob.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit Anand, for that wonderful general evaluation. It was a very good effort. Please give me a big applause for doing the evaluation very nicely. Now I almost come to the end, but before that, I just wanted to, we started off with I too had a dream. Now what was Dr. Varghese Kujayan's dream when he did that biography? He didn't have any dream when he came to the village of Anand, but he developed that dream soon afterwards, working with the farmers of Kaira. I will repeat his words from his book. I have often claimed that I had one good idea in my life. The true development is the development of women and men. The idea took such a hold of me that I remained in this small sleepy town in Anand over 50 years as an employee of the farmers. I was never able to give up this up for what many call a better life. Remember, he was a nuclear physicist and a metallurgy engineer. These years have, without an iota of doubt, been the most rewarding years of my life. Over the years, I have spoken ceaselessly of this idea, hoping to enthuse young men and women to adopt my passion as theirs. I have been fortunate that there have been many who took up the challenge. I hope all of you will remember the Institute of Rural Management was set up by him. And a lot of women and men were trained on this institute on the modern ways of rural management. So that was his real dream. I hope everybody has this type of dream when they come up in life, to serve India and the public, the real public of the India. Now I'll end up with a nice quote from Vinod Khosla. He was an American businessman who came up the hard way. Success comes to those that dare to dream dreams and are foolish enough to try and make them come true. With that, I hand over my role back to the acting president, Amit Anand.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jacob Koshi. Well, before we wind up, let me share the results of the winners. The best table topic speaker for today is Toastmaster, Distinguished Toastmaster Bharti Shevgur. Best evaluator is Toastmaster Rashmika. And the best speaker for today is Toastmaster Ashrita. We will be sharing the virtual certificates to you by email. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful meeting indeed. We all need to inspire each other. This year 2020 is definitely, though it's not I can say technically not a sound year, but yes, we need to inspire each other and move on and try and make things nice for everyone. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Susai Raj, for joining us from Active Sisters Club. Thank you so much, Rashmika, Manjari, and Toastmaster Nikita from our Buddy Club. Thank you so much, Roshan, for joining us today. Thank you so much, Izuddin, and thank you, Royal, and thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Ashrita, and thank you, Zina. Thank you so much, Bharti ma'am. You are the best.
It's wonderful to see a small team of 13 people engage with each other, speak out their thoughts, prepare for speaking, evaluate somebody else. And the Toastmaster of the day had nice things to tell us. I mean, I don't know if I would have reread Kurian's book. I have read certain parts about it. What I'm saying is there's so much preparation that we make to be together for 1.5 hours. And that's wonderful to note. It gives a good feeling at the weekend. Much appreciation to you members for this meeting. All of us who have met. Let's pat our own backs.
All right. Thank you. I wanted to say something and ask a question when I'm allowed to do that. Thank you.
Yes, please, Roshan. Yes.
Right. So the question is to Jacob Koshi. You have advised us to think of similar dreams. Could you share maybe an experience of a dream that you were able to fulfill, or on the way of fulfilling, as part of your sharing today? Is there something that you can share as the speaker?
Thank you, Toastmaster Roshan. I had many dreams actually. When I passed out from engineering, I wanted to start a small company immediately, but I didn't have the finance. But I had a lot of contacts in Trivandrum that time, and but then it was during 80s, and 80s it was not a good idea to develop computers at that time. There was a lot of people against computerization that time. Even railway system didn't have computerization that time. But I made that a project report to the small industries development in Kerala, office in Kerala, and he was a little reluctant to take it. But anyway, he took it up. I just started that time, but I couldn't fulfill that dream because immediately I got a call from Air India where I had an interview and I joined it. So actually,
Jacob, my question is if there is any dream you have or in the process of fulfilling that you can share with us.
Right now, okay. Right now, I have a dream actually, but it can happen only after my life. Just last year, I had a kidney transplant. I want to give my kidney, because it is a young kidney, back to anyone who needs it. And because it is a very young kidney, actually, it is only about, I think it is in 40s. I'm over 60 actually, and if it happens, I think I want to give my kidney and my eyes also, because the kidney is in a good condition and my eyes are also in a good condition. That is one of my dreams.
Thank you. I was looking for a dream that would resonate with the story of the man that you were talking about. This is more like a donation, really. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Roshan. With that, we come to the end of 248th meeting. Thank you so much and good
Yes.
evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And good evening. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
See you.
Thank you all. Good
Thank
night.
you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank
See
you.
you.